Take this overboard now.
AT Squad, it's your girl Keisha, and I'm here with this week's All Tea, All Shade Basketball Wives Season 10, Episode 14 review. I drop videos Monday through Sunday. Everything that I say is for entertainment purposes only, not to be taken seriously or literally. So if that works for you, then let's get into this review. So Basketball Wives is back. It took a little break. Now it's back with part 2 of Season 10. Let's get into the first scene from this episode. Okay, so the episode begins with Brooke and her DJ Quick sister curls. Baby, them was a roller set with some lot of body, honey, child, and she did not pull them curls out. Anywho, she looked like Sister Mary Clarence. Girl, she looked like one of the nurses at the church, child. They give you a handkerchief when you pass out after shouting. But anywho, so she at the church talking to her pastor about her marriage. Her husband cheated on her, and she's going through it. So, you know, she's in a really, really bad place mentally. Jennifer and my boo thing. I don't know what she talking about because Jelani is my boo. Okay. We've been locked this down a long time ago, but I'm gonna let her make it and think that, you know, they in a relationship, but it's really me and him. Anywho, so they still messing around, and he wants her to meet his parents, and she's hoping that this is going to lead to a ring, but I'm here to tell her that it's not happening. Okay, me and Jelani and them spaced out teeth, honey, are together forever, honey, forever. He ain't going nowhere. Malaysia visits Jackie at her crib, and they talk about, you know, what's going on in each other's lives. And Malaysia lets Jackie know that Gennaro sent her business partners a cease and desist, not to mention his name and the fact that he's allegedly not paying child support. Now, her business partners, she mean the producers of the show. I don't know why she said business partners, child. So Jackie is upset by this and asks her what is she going to do. And she says that she's going to see a lawyer, you know, about suing him for child support. Malaysia in her confessional says, you know, I want to know how he knew I was talking about him on the show because it hadn't even aired yet. So I'm wondering if it was one of the ladies. So Jackie wants to bring Malaysia back into the fold because, you know, last season she pretty much fell out with everybody in the cast. Nobody liked her. And she was like, you know, she's cool with meeting up with the girl. She has no problem with that. I would wonder too how word got back to him that she was discussing him on the show if it hadn't aired yet. So either somebody in production reached out to him or it was one of the ladies. You just honestly never know when you're in, you know, reality TV. It's so many people on set. Then, you know what I'm saying? If they were filming in a public place, somebody could have overheard their conversation and DM'd him. You just never honestly know. But regardless of the fact, if he ain't helping her financially with them kids, she got to do what she got to do. Brandy and British visit Brooke at her new crib. She has moved from New York, where she was staying with her husband and their family, back to LA in an apartment because, you know, I guess she needed space from him and everything. And she sits down with the girls and she tells them, you know, pretty much how everything ended up going down with her finding out that her husband Steve was cheating. So she said that, you know, she'd been thinking that something was wrong. It was just feeling off in her spirit, like she just knew something wasn't quite right. So she said one night they were in the bed, he was asleep, and he left his phone open. And she ended up going through his phone and saw text messages, I guess, between him and another woman. She goes on to say that, you know, he wants to work things out with her. He wants to prove himself to her. But at this point, she says she does not look at him the same and she wants a divorce. Like she said to the girls, like she ain't got no kids. Her kids are grown. It ain't like they got anything binding them together. And, you know, what does she look like being in a relationship with somebody that is or has, you know, cheated on her? You know, at this point, Brooke is a woman in a particular age bracket. I think she's in her 40s at this point. Like, ain't no point of beating around the bush, hoping and praying somebody gonna do right and change at this point. You gotta be a dude. Ain't nobody got time for no Aretha Franklin type time. You know what I'm saying? And especially with considering everything else that we know that happens to her, with her oldest daughter passing away in that car accident. I know that, she is going really through it. That has not happened yet on the show, but I know, coupled with the fact that her husband was cheating on her, they separated, then her daughter passed. Like, I could only imagine what she was going through mentally, spiritually, physically. Like, that's a lot to deal with. It really honestly is. I don't know what I would do if I was in her position. It's different from being boyfriend and girlfriend to being married. You know what I'm saying? And we don't know the ins and out of their relationship. We do know that they were trying to do IVF, or about to try to do IVF and have a child with one another, which was huge for them. So I don't know. It's a lot to go into. You can't say whether or not she should leave or stay. You just never know. But whatever decision she makes, I hope that, it's the best decision for her. I frankly think he started cheating because she had them sister curls in her head. She thought she was starring in the Mary J. Blige video for real love. I'm searching for a real love. Like, only thing Brooke was missing was that black and white baseball jersey, the hat to the back, and some Jodeci boots, child. That was the only thing that she was missing. British ends up visiting Duffy at the studio, and she lets Duffy know that she has to check in with her probation officer every Wednesday. She's still being indicted by the feds for scamming, child. Y'all already know I did a whole expose last year on British, because she's from where I live in St. Louis. This is nothing new about her scamming. She has been scamming for years, ever since her first season on Basketball Wives. She has been known to be a scammer. So she going to jail, child. She is going to jail. There is no ifs, ands, or buts about that. She gonna serve some time. So, she's just talking about how everything is hard on her and everything. And, she's scared about going to jail. Duffy says that she wants to have a party for Brooke, for popping out now that she's allegedly getting the divorce. British asks if she's going to invite Malaysia, and she was like, yeah, especially after how things ended when they were at Palm Springs on vacation, and how Malaysia reached out to Brandy and everything. And, it seemed like she was trying to, really make amends and start anew. So she was like, we gonna see what happens. At this point, British is pretty much against it, because she just feels like Malaysia really doesn't try to get to know the other girls. She's standoffish, and it comes across to me like British feels like Malaysia feel like she better than everybody, but they have never gotten along ever since British first season on the show. So Jelani takes Jennifer to meet his parents. They are a really beautiful couple. She brings his mom flowers, which was a really nice touch. His parents were kind of jokingly grilling her about what were her intentions with Jelani. Does she want to have children? They want to have twins. And, she's trying her hardest to answer, baby, but she was sweating bullets, child. I think it's honestly too soon for them to be having these types of conversations, because based on what we saw on the show, it looked like they had only been dating maybe about 4-5 months. It's like, why are we having these conversations so soon? But I guess when you know, and we ain't got time to be wasting, you know what I'm saying, on some jagged edge type stuff. Let's get married, I guess, child. But I think they make a cute couple so far. I think that he seems like he's a genuine dude, but he already married, so I don't know how she think he gonna get married, because we're together. Locked and loaded. Ain't going nowhere, okay? So it's the night of Brooke's party, and Jackie talks to Doug on FaceTime. She's preparing to go. Her and Brooke have made up ever since their fallout in Palm Springs, where they almost came to blows. That was crazy. Crazy. So at the party, Duffy tells British to speak to Malaysia. She was like, you're an adult. You can do this. Like, the fact that you have to coach another grown woman to speak to somebody is quite ridiculous. Like, they don't have to speak to each other. They simply do not. You know what I'm saying? So Jackie asked Jennifer why she being distant and to come sit near her. And she doesn't want to because she doesn't like Malaysia and does not want to speak to her. She does not want to have a conversation with her, and Malaysia feels the same way. And I don't like when people try to force people to make up or get along. Like, just leave the situation alone, because this can go either two ways. Either we can make up and get along, or we gonna end up arguing all over again, and then things are gonna become worse than what they are. So Jackie does need to just like fall back at this point. But once again, they're on a reality show, and we got to get things popping and got to keep the drama ensuing. So Malaysia says that she hasn't talked to Brandy since Palm Springs, and that she wants to have a conversation with her because she's feeling some type of way about it. So Duffy then asks Brooke, how she is. And Brooke was basically like, I woke up today with a lot of sadness, and they asked her, has she spoken to him? And she was like, I don't want to speak to him. So Brandy was like, when you're ready, I think you owe him a conversation. She was like, I owe him a conversation. And she was like, yeah, for yourself, to see if it's worth it. And Malaysia jumps in. And at first I was like, Malaysia, why are you even jumping into this conversation? You know that they don't like you. They don't mess with you. And 9 times out of 10, they're going to take your words out of context, or feel like you trying to be a know-it-all. So I didn't understand the point. But what Malaysia ended up saying was really valid. So Malaysia was like, I think you should wait. And somebody asked her, did you wait on Gennaro? And I felt like whoever asked her that was trying to be funny. See what I'm saying? Like, to start some shit. But she handled it very well. And she was like, I waited a year. Actually, I did. I waited a year. I wouldn't have left him for cheating, because we all make mistakes. I left him because we couldn't find our way back to each other. If you're saying your heart is still bleeding, then why don't you take a beat and figure yourself out first? And I agree with that. Like, this is your decision to make on your time. Don't rush yourself, because sometimes we can rush into decisions because we don't want to look stupid, or we don't want our friends and family to think that we gullible and just letting somebody run over us, or you feel like, you have to, put your foot down and this, that, and the third. Like, it's okay to take your time and figure things out. This is, like I said, just not a boyfriend. This is that girl husband. So she has every right to feel the way that she does and to take her time in the situation. And I respected what Malaysia had to say. And it seemed like the girls did too. British, in her confession, was like, it seemed like Malaysia's trying to open up and have a conversation with us. That's really the issue that I've had with her, because she was very standoffish and didn't want to speak to us about her personal life. Well, British, we all understand though, you all are on a reality show, and very rare is it an occasion where somebody has revealed, personal things about their life, and it's not thrown back up in their face. So no, I wouldn't want to tell y'all none of my business so y'all can use it against me. Absolutely not. Not gonna do that. So Jen jumps in the conversation, was like, when I got divorced, it was like a slow death. And Jackie was like, speaking of that, when he threw that drink, what was going through your mind? And everybody just paused and looked at Jackie like, what? Like, where did that come from? Why are we discussing that? Why did you bring that up, Jackie? Like, what is wrong with you? But Jackie is psycho, and I live for it, because Jackie knows exactly what she's been doing, or what she's doing, because she's been doing it ever since she got on the show. She knows how to say stuff to get things popping and to stir up drama, and it tickles me. So after that, the girls start to party and have a good time, and some of the girls are over at the bar taking shots and stuff. So Jackie goes over to where some of the girls are, and she asks British, she was like, I would love to take you and Malaysia out for drinks. And British was like, okay, I'll think about it. So Jackie even gets Brandy to go over and sit with Malaysia, because she wants them, to talk and to pick up where they left off with the Palm Springs situation, with them trying to work on their friendship. And once again, everybody is like, why is Jackie butting in so much and trying to force situations. Like, she need to chill out. Brandy ends up going over and sitting with Malaysia and Duffy, and they end up asking Malaysia, is she dating? And she was like, yeah. Like, she was like kind of beating around the bush with the answer. It was like she was saying yeah, but kind of trying to be evasive about the situation. Like, she was kind of acting weird, like she didn't want to answer the question. But Brandy, being one of her close friends for many years before they fell out, says, something is off. Like, I could tell from the look in your eyes, like something ain't right. And she was correct, because, Malaysia had, something on her mind that she needed to talk to her about. So at this point, Duffy gets up so they can have a one-on-one conversation. Malaysia says to Brandy, somebody was talking to Gennaro about, me talking about him on the show and saying that he hadn't been paying child support. And I wanted to know, was it you? And Brandy in her confession was like, I don't even talk to you, so why would I be talking to your ex-husband? Like, no. So Brandy responds to her and was like, I don't talk to him personally. And it was weird to me that she kept on saying, I don't talk to him personally. That was a weird response, because if somebody asked me that question, I'd be like, girl, no, I don't talk to that man. Like, absolutely not. But she kept on saying, no, I don't talk to him personally. So it made me feel like you went and told somebody that then told him, but it didn't come from your mouth specifically, but it was something that you told somebody and that person told him. So it was giving me kind of guilty, the way that she was looking in the scene and the way that she responded. Was it just me, or did y'all feel that same way or not? Let me know down below in the comment section. It was very something off about her response. We then see Brooke at her crib, and she still got them tight curls in her head, baby. And Steve, her husband, FaceTimes her. And was like, did you get the flowers I sent you? And she was like, yeah, I got them. And he was like, I'm sorry. I love you. I appreciate you. And he was like, I'll give you the time you need, but, I want us to sit down and have a conversation and talk. And she was like, I'm not sure our marriage can survive this. And he was like, I wish I could have handled things differently. And Brooke starts to cry. And he was like, I hate seeing what I did to you and everything. And, he being a typical nigga, he's saying all the right things. And, you can tell she's still very hurt, but you can also tell that she still loves him. So I don't know. We haven't seen much of him for me to even give my opinion on whether or not she should stay or go. So I don't really know. No woman deserves to be cheated on or anything like that. So it's unfortunate. Jackie, Malaysia, and British meet up so that British and Malaysia can, try to work things out. And everything is going great at first. They're laughing, they're kikiing about British being in her whole phase of life. And it seems like everybody's getting along. Until Jackie was like, no, British, you don't need to be doing that. I need to help you. You going down the wrong path. And, just taking it too serious. And this is a lighthearted, funny moment. And British is like, you need to mind your business, Jackie. And Malaysia low-key agrees. And British is like, everyone thinks that you're bored and back stirring up mess. And Jackie goes off. I'm stirring up mess. I'm bored when I got the best relationship and marriage out of everybody. I'm getting dick down every day, and everything in my life is great. Can't nobody tell me that I'm bored. And she just get to going off. And British is like, you are crazy. So Jackie was like, because I need to know who's saying this about me. And so she starts calling up the girls. And the first person that she calls is Jennifer, but Jennifer doesn't answer the phone. And British is like, I'm going to call her. And they was like, if she answered that phone for British and she ain't answer for you, and lo and behold, Jennifer answers the phone for British. And Malaysia is cracking up laughing, because that goes to show that they don't really mess with Jackie like that. They tolerate Jackie because they have to. So British asks Jen, like, do you feel like Jackie butts into people's, relationships and issues too much? And Jen was like, she does, but I feel like she does it with good intentions, but sometimes she does need to butt out. So, of course, Jackie is offended by this and everything. And we then see Jackie say, but when I asked you to talk to Malaysia and you said no, did I pressure the situation or continue on with it, I'll let it go. And Jen was like, yeah, but I said no to talking to Malaysia when you came to my house. So she didn't understand why, when they was at Brooke's party, why she tried to make them talk again. Like I had already told you no the first time. So once again, like you're pushing the situation. So Malaysia was like, oh, nobody gives a F. So good night. And she ends up hanging up on Jennifer. Now, I wouldn't have taken that no type of way, because it's apparent y'all don't like each other. So her saying that she didn't want to talk to you when Jackie asked her about it when they visited her at her home, I didn't think that was such a big a deal for Malaysia to be like, don't nobody care, ain't nobody thinking about you, when to hang up on the girl. You know what I'm saying? Because you didn't want to talk to her either. You know what I'm saying? So I didn't understand what was the big whoop. So British was like, oh my God, you hung up on her. So she was like, I gotta call her back. And so she calls Jen back and was like, I'm so sorry, Malaysia hung up on you. And Malaysia was like, I did. And Jennifer was like, nobody's talking to you, Malaysia Pargo. And Malaysia was like, okay, bye. And the episode goes off. So it seems like this season, based off the trailer that we saw for the second half of season 10, that Jennifer is going to be getting into it with Jackie and Malaysia. And it seems like Duffy and Brandy will be getting into it. Child, this is going to be a mess. A lot of food wang going on, child. Overall, I'll give the second half of this season premiere. It was cute. You know, it really wasn't anything breaking the mold, typical basketball wife drama. So I'm going to give this episode a C-. It was cute. Meh. I feel like they just need to honestly start over with a whole new cast if they going to keep this going at this point. But that's just me. Or they could just end the show altogether. I wouldn't honestly even care. Y'all let me know down below in the comment section what y'all felt about tonight's episode. Make sure to thumbs up this video, like and subscribe, and hit that notification bell button. I love you guys, and I'll see you on the next video. Bye.